Hey everybody, welcome into the Fallout Shelter. Gonna bring you some VAX A Nation propaganda today, straight from your mainstream news source and the rebuttals straight from somebody else's mainstream news source. Look, I can't make the news up, I'm just bringing to you what I find. There was a report that a woman on a flight, or she was a flight attendant on a flight, that she contracted the measles after a person infected with the disease boarded the flight from New York City, according to Israeli media reports. So, an El Al Airlines flight attendant who contracted measles after a person infected with the disease boarded a flight from New York City has died, according to Israeli media reports. Israel's Ministry of Health confirmed that a person infected with measles was on board an El Al Airlines flight from New York City to Israel on March 26. There are ongoing measles outbreaks in Israel and New York. Measles, measles, measles. Visit Insider's homepage for more stories. An El Al Airlines flight attendant who contracted measles after a person with the disease boarded a flight to Israel has died, according to the Israel Nation News. Israel's Ministry of Health confirmed that a person infected with measles was on board El Al Airlines Flight 002 from New York City's John F. Kennedy Airport to Tel Aviv on March 26. Ministry officials cautioned all passengers and crew who were on the flight to notify doctors about their exposure to measles, especially if they develop a fever. The Ministry of Health emphasizes that even if you only suspect you develop symptoms of illness and you are on board this specific flight, you need to immediately contact your general practitioner. Preferably call your GP over the phone, and you need to minimize staying in public spaces, schools, buses, shopping malls, etc., because you are a hazard and should be quarantined off from the whole world and never talk to anyone ever again over a disease that people used to sit around their house and get over all the time. On April 4th, Insider reported that a 43-year-old female flight attendant was hospitalized with measles. A few weeks later, she reportedly fell into a coma. Israel National News reported that she was then transferred to the quarantine section of Mir Medical Center's intensive care wing of Kfar Saba, Israel, and pronounced dead on Tuesday. Well, then they tell us what the measles are. The measles is a virus. It spreads through the air. It's so contagious that 90% of non-immune, non-vaccinated individuals who get close to an infected person are also likely to become infected, according to the CDC. Symptoms usually begin with a fever, cough, and rash in 1 or 2 of every 1,000 cases in children. Complications such as pneumonia or brain swelling can be fatal. Yeah. The MMR vaccine can prevent measles, but an increasing number of people have chosen not to vaccinate their children, resulting in a 30% increase of measles cases around the world in 2018. The El Al flight attendant reportedly received the measles vaccine as a child, but was given just 1 dose. A single dose of measles vaccine is 93% effective, while 2 doses are 97% effective. There is an ongoing measles outbreak in Israel, as well as in the U.S. In Israel, there have been 4,250 individual cases of measles between March 2018, May 2019. And on and on and on. The measles are killing everybody. Adult vaccines, what you need and when. That is what it tells us. That's what's recommended down here at the bottom. Adult vaccines, what you should know. After telling us a story of how the measles, they really make it sound like the measles just killed this woman. Well, let me introduce you to this woman. This is Rotem Amatai. Credit to her family. Roughly 5 months after she was diagnosed with measles, 43-year-old flight attendant Rotem Amital passed away on Tuesday. And although many mainstream media outlets would have their readers believe that she died of measles, new developments reveal that she died from a completely different disease. This was confirmed by the flight attendant became infected with an infectious bacterium during hospitalization and may be the source of her condition deterioration. Although she did catch the measles, when she was admitted to the hospital, it was discovered that she was not only diagnosed with the measles, but was also infected with an unidentified aggressive bacteria that she contracted while in the hospital, reports Army Radio. So although the measles disease was what brought her to the hospital. It is not likely what killed her. According to the Israeli daily Ma'ariv, Amitar received at least one measles vaccination before contracting the disease. Rodham was a wonderful woman and a devoted mother. We are grieving and hurting her premature death. The dedicated mother of 3 was admitted to the Mir Hospital in Kfar Saba back in April. At that time, she suffered from respiratory failure and lost consciousness. Despite the intensive care she received by the hospital staff, her condition deteriorated. The flight attendant was exposed to the measles virus while working on El Al Flight 002, which departed JFK in New York City in March and landed in Tel Aviv. Well, I'm going to leave links to these stories. You can go read them all if you want to. I just did. It really was almost over. But it irritates me to no end that the mainstream media is taking the death of this woman who obviously had some type of bacterial infection that she could not recover from, and all we're hearing is how the measles killed her, And let me tell you, there's no time problem on this story. You see this August 14th, 2019, 11:07. That's 2 days ago. A flight attendant has died. Let me find it, just to show y'all. You can go look for yourself if you'd like. A flight attendant has died after contracting measles on a flight out of New York City 2 days ago. Both stories came out 2 days ago. I'm just trying to show you what the mainstream media is putting out there that nobody's seeing and nobody's putting together. They're going to VAX A Nation. And I'm not telling you should or shouldn't get vaccinated. You should do all your own research about that and make all your own decisions. And if you want to talk to a health provider, you should definitely do that. But you should read and pay attention to what's going on with your media. That is propaganda, people. That is pushing a narrative. Don't let your own story get in the way of the truth. Share this information if you think it's important. If not, don't do anything with it. I love you anyway. Appreciate you all. God bless you, and have a great day.